If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free.
Looking for PTGO codes? Potown Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at tablemon. Thanks so much for tuning in. This weekend we had two very cool tournaments. Number one was Melbourne Regionals, the first tournament with Astral Radiance Legal, where Turbo Palkia won, and we'll be taking a look at that tomorrow. But today we are taking a look at the champion deck from the other tournament that took place, which was Japan Nationals, which is really cool to see. Japan Nationals has Dark Phantasma available, so I was really surprised not to see Zorak at the top tables, which is obviously a really cool and powerful deck, Zorak V-Star, but REGIGIGAS ended up taking the whole thing, defeating Palkia in the finals. And this is the champion deck from this past weekend. So we have all the Regis. Obviously REGIGIGAS is the main attraction here with the Ancient Wisdom ability. Once during your turn you have Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regieleki and Regidrago in play. You may attach up to 300 cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So we're going to be powering up all of our different Regis, including REGIGIGAS, with the attack Gigaton Break costing 5 total energies, which is a lot, but we can cover that attack cost thanks to Twin Energy. And we do 150 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon VMAX, this attack does 150 more damage, which is really impressive. Now that's 300 total for a VMAX, and with a choice build that's 330, which is enough to 1KO absolutely all of them, even a Mew VMAX that has an Oricorio in play. Now we do have Regidrago as well with a Dragon's Horde ability, where watching your turn if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand, and you can't use more than one Dragon's Horde ability each turn. Jan Fangs does a straightforward 160 damage for a Grass, Fire, and Colorless, which we can cover very nicely with the Aurora Energies. Now we also have Regirock with a Giga Impact attack doing 140 damage, and during your next turn this Pokemon can't attack. 1-hit KOs Arceus, which is really nice. With a choice build, 1-hit KOs things like Gengar VMAX, which is also pretty cool. And the Regigate attack allows you to search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it up to your bench, and then shuffle your deck, which obviously will be a Regi in order to complete your set. Now we also have Regieleki with the Terra Spark attack doing 120 damage to the active. You discard a Lightning Energy from this Pokemon, and this attack also does 40 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Nice bench pressure, even though there's Mana Fee all over the place. We also have Registeel with a Heavy Slam attack. This attack does 50 damage, 50 less damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So not the best attack overall. Can hit heavily on something like a Mew, for example, but it's not able to 1KO Ice Rider VMAX, which is the main Metal Weak relevant Pokemon. With a choice build you'd be doing 300 damage, so a little bit short, but you should be trading pretty well against any VMAX really, and you can't just use REGIGIGAS to close out a 1KO against an Ice Rider. And finally have Regice with a Blizzard Bind attack, 100 damage, and if the defending Pokemon with Pokemon V, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn, so nice to potentially stop some Pokemon, some decks, but very situational, and the water typing not very relevant in terms of weakness, as there aren't any real viable fire Pokemon at the moment because Palkia is so strong. Now for our energies, we have the maximum consistency of 4 Capture Energy and 4 Quick Ball, which I really like. We also have Ultra Balls as well, and the Heavy Ball to unlock any Regis that might have been priced at some point. We also have Energy Lodo to help us dig through our deck and find those energies as soon as possible, so we can discard them and start attaching them ASAP. We have Path to a Peak to deny abilities, mostly Duraludon VMAX, and which is popular in Japan apparently, but also to deny Empoleon V, so you have a counter to that. And then the one of Jubilee Village feels really off, but I mean, I guess it's fair. Once you're in each player's turn, that player may shuffle their hand into your deck and draw 5 cards if they do their turn end. So very peculiar choice of stadium, but not not gonna question the Japanese champion, right? Our energies will help cover all the attack costs, and we can recycle them infinitely thanks to Regigigas. We have twin energy as well to get that 5 attack cost going with Regigigas, and then we have speed energy to help accelerate a little and focus a little bit more on Regieleki, since that does require consistent discard as well. For research, 3 Marnie, 2 Cynthias, along with 2 boss for our supporters, 4 Ordinary Rod, as we will be losing a Regi basically every single turn of the game, and a lone Pokegear as well, which that and the Jubilife Village feel awkward-ish cards in my opinion. They do help consistency a little bit, but I feel like I'd rather play other stuff like an extra supporter, perhaps the extra Ultra Ball, or perhaps even a powerful energy or an extra copy of twin energy to make sure that you have those KOs on Pokemon. But anyways, that's enough for the deck. That was a very lengthy explanation. Let's jump into the ladder and try the Japanese national champion deck. Alright, so we're in the coin flip. Gonna lead with the Regi. It's unfortunate to have both choice belts already right here. As I mentioned that there's no viable fire type Pokemon, we see a fire type deck box, which could be a deceitful UV Max deck with the Oricorio, but it's actually a Charmander right there. So hopefully that means I won't be needing, you know what, I'll attach to active. I won't be needing my choice belts if we're up against a Charizard deck. Don't have a lot of hope of getting an attack off next turn. See an Altaria. Well, a Swablu into an Altaria to put support, to dig for support at the top. So, I mean, it's late Sunday night whilst I'm recording this, so maybe not the super competitive players are playing online right now, but we'll see. Definitely gonna go ahead and research. Alright. Magma Basin is a nice card for that deck for sure. And that's a pretty good Snorlax, not gonna lie. Alright. Great. Alright, I'll just attach them. That's another card I didn't want to discard, but that's gonna happen a lot for sure with these decks. Alright. So I do get some nice variety of Regis, I guess. I could scoop up nets and then, but no, I'll just Regigate here. So I'll grab you. Let's go bench, let's go bench. Honestly, I think I'm gonna attach to the Gigas because that's the most viable attacker I have right now. It doesn't require any sort of specific energy type in order to get going. And I didn't prize any of my Regis, that's really good. I did prize 2 Aurora. So even more reason to focus on attacking with Regigigas whilst I dig through the deck and find my colored energy, right? So Regieleki should also feature, right? To an extent, the bench damage should prove useful. If we manage to attack a few times, we'll see. Marnie would have been beautiful last turn as well, but obviously we didn't have that. We didn't have that. All right. So that energy spread means we're not getting attacked here, which is really, really fantastic. So I might just go ahead and scoop up net the active and start going for it. That's a rare candy that's been lost. 2 rare candies actually. That is pretty insane. That will really delay my opponent's strategies and just overall aggressiveness. They will run out of Charizards for sure. And they'll have to go through Charmeleon, which number 1 will slow them down, and number 2, since I am a very efficient deck, I can certainly get 6 prizes before my opponent at this point. Alright, so with that board, I would love to be able to attack with Regieleki, because then I could pressure that and the other Charmander to where if either of them doesn't evolve, then one of them is going down, and then we see the victory. So pointless game, but let's jump into the next one. Alright, so this time around we are going second, and we have a pretty solid hand, not gonna lie. With this hand, I feel like I want to lead with the Regis. Just to go Regigate. I don't need to Dragon's Horde into things that I might not want to discard off the research. Because it's more likely that I draw cards that I don't want to discard rather than like 3 energies. Because I can definitely bring my hand down to 1 card, which is a research. But we'll see. This end's really, really good though. Alright, attached path, that's probably Palkia, I'm guessing. Alright, so let's play Heavy Ball. Not a single Regi prize, but I did prize 2 Aurora Energies yet again. And a Speed Energy, so that could actually be pretty detrimental in my chances to attack here. Like, pretty detrimental, so... Like, I'm happy I didn't prize any Regi, but I'm not happy I prized. I would have rather prized 2 Regis and then traded both right there. That's okay. So we'll go ahead and bench both of these, and then we'll go ahead and research. Alright, now we have the full collection of Regis, which is nice, but like I mentioned, the energy, like lacking the energies, that's not ideal. So it's Registeel that I'm missing. Alright, and then actually it lets me Regigate, but it doesn't let me Regigate. Yep, so I have the energy to do it, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. Sucks to get all those Ultra Balls and Quick Balls with not a single energy to start getting into a discard pile. It's gonna be a little difficult. A little difficult. But my opponent just not drawing well at all. So they're definitely gonna be appreciative of this Marnie. Alright, I mean, that energy could potentially let me attack this turn, but another free win, jeez. Alright, so we win the gun flip. Let's hope we get an opponent that doesn't concede on turn 2. We somehow mulligan off of 12 basic Pokemon. Now, any basic there would have been really, really good. Alright, this is actually pretty okay as well. I will need to use Dragon's Horde for sure here. Alright, and we might be up against Urshi of some sort. Okay, so I do have double Quick Ball. Don't mind discarding the Aurora. I definitely want to capture. So let's capture first and check our prize cards. So 1 REGIGIGAS is prized, 1 Rock is prized. Okay, so this time around we did prize 2 Regis. Have all ordinary rods, so I can definitely use this one, no problem. 1 Scoop Up Net is priced. 1 Cynthia is priced. 1 Marnie is priced. And 1 Speed Energy is priced. So those are our 6 prize cards. So I'm just gonna grab this friend, and then I'll go ahead and quick pull away you for you. And then I'll go ahead and quick pull away the Regi. Steel, grab myself the rock, and then I mean 3 versus 4. I think I can definitely. Well, I have all the ordinary rods left, so you know what? I'm just gonna play it just to draw that extra card because my hand is sort of dead. So the more cards I draw right now, the more likely it is that I'll be able to get an attack off next turn. I could actually. You know what? I'm gonna do it. So I actually get to use my ability on turn 1 now, which is pretty fantastic. And that should let me retreat next turn. Right, no problem. And then I'll be able to attack with a Lecky next turn, which is really, really threatening. I keep the choice belt because seeing this remedy, I have a suspicion I'm up against either Inteleon VMAX or Jeez, we're gonna get another concession right here, aren't we? Either Until and VMAX or Rapid Strike or Shifu VMAX. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and retreat and take the knockout, and we're gonna win in 2 turns again, I think. So, I mean, so far it's not that the deck is stupid good, it's just my opponents have been drawing pretty poorly. Alright, we might see a Drizzle come out here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so at least my opponent's not giving up. So that's nice, but being already ahead a prize card with nothing threatened on the field, we might end up being too far ahead for my opponent to catch up here. Alright. Brawly. Oh, okay, so it's actually Rapid Strike Malamar. I did not think of that. So the bench damage is not that relevant here, honestly. If I had a boss, the game would be over. So now this doesn't matter for sure. And I'm gonna go ahead and Marnie. There's no better attack than Regigigas, so I'm just gonna continue to power that friend up. Whilst attaching energy to Regigigas, I guess. Discard you. And then we will power up. No need to power up all the energies, because then, like, if you leave yourself energyless, you could end up losing to, like, a boss play of some sort. Alright, so I feel like it's likely that it's going to be the Inkay that's going to be the active, so I have knockout against that, and I can just threaten either of these Pokemon doesn't evolve. It's in a bad spot for sure. Alrighty. Alright, well, picking up the Remoraid without actually evolving is a waste for them, right? So here I'm wondering, like, if you're not just playing, right? If you're trying to figure out how you're going to win this game, you're 2 prizes behind against a single prize attacker deck, against which you have absolutely no energy disruption or no hand disruption either. So realistically, how do you catch up? Especially when you're doing this, you know? Like, how do you ever catch up here? Alright, I mean, I'll attach that, sure. And then, is there ever any merit to going boss on the Drizzle? I don't think so. Nah. No, I think I'll just eliminate this friend. Oh my gosh, I clicked the wrong attack. Oh, I skipped. I guess that's one way. In my mind, I had already done it, you know? My mind was already choosing which bench Pokemon to attack. And that happened, so oopsies. That was very silly of me. No defense against that. Like, that was just stupid on my part. I promise I'm better than that. Like, I would not have forgotten that in real life. It's just, since I'm talking, I'm trying to explain myself as clearly as possible, trying to analyze what my opponent's options are as well. My mind was already, like, figuring out which Pokemon to target, and I skipped the actual steps, right, to get to that point, so that's my bad. It shouldn't affect the outcome of the match. It will make it unnecessarily closer, right? But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Silly Pablo. That's 2 Scoop Up Nets gone, and there's Manaphy, right? So now it's just an exchange of active versus active, which is also fine. I'm gonna be 2 attacks ahead, so I can still whiff 1 attack and still be fine. I can't whiff 2 attacks though, but that Manaphy now just means I'm not gonna worry about, ooh, jump bluff. I'm not gonna. Ooh, is that how they win this? Nah. Now it's just trade. Right, so I just need to make sure I'm attacking them every single turn. Alrighty, so this energy can go somewhere else. Alright, let's play the Lodo. Let's grab the capture, in fact. I'm gonna go capture for Eleki. So now what I need to do is make sure I have a consistent stream of Pokemon, like I said. I can definitely, well, not I can. I definitely need to do this in order to avoid the mistake that I made last game. And we will just... So once the Regigigas goes down, I have another Regigigas, so I can hold on to this Ultra Wall, bench the Regigigas, attack once more, and then I need to start worrying about finding Ordinary Rod, which I guess that's what you bank on if you're my opponent. Your opponent whiffing at some point, but it's not going to happen. It's not likely to happen, right? It's not likely to happen. Alright. We see Cynthia, we know they have the Intillion. Yep, there it is. So like I said, I really wonder what the game plan is here. I really wonder what the game plan is. Double Brawly. Finding 4 cards shouldn't be difficult. So that makes no sense. Evolving before the Cynthia makes no sense. Alright. So now there's merit to countering the stadium. Now I need to start worrying about finding Ordinary Rods. So now we're finally going to go ahead and start digging. That Registeel top deck was not great, but it's not one of my main attackers, so that's fine. Okay, so I do have the Ultra Wall. Losing the boss is also not ideal, but I don't think it matters too much. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and path and research. Part of me always thinks Path shuts off colorless Pokemon rather than rule box Pokemon for some reason. I don't know why. Ooh, okay, so this is where we start getting into a little bit of trouble, as I whiffed all the Ordinary Rods in my deck, right? So next turn is where I could start whiffing attacks, and that is definitely not good. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this and Terra Spark. Doesn't matter. It should recognize that there's mana field, not let you click, but oh well. Alright. Oof, it's getting dicey though now because yeah. So I can bring my hand down to 0 cards and then use Dragon's Hoard. But if I didn't have Dragon's Hoard, I'd actually be in a lot of trouble. I've lost a Marnie, 1 Research, 1 Cynthia, so I do have supporters left, and I have my Ordinary Rod, so it's really really odd that I didn't draw any of them. Any of them. Okay. Rescue carrier on level ball. Double Inkay. Like I said, we can actually whiff. They go down to 3. I whiff, they go down to 2. Okay, no, we can only whiff one turn. We can whiff next turn, we can't whiff after that. We certainly cannot whiff after that. Okay. Boss, okay. Alright, I mean, I actually appreciate that because that means I'm not pressured to find the ordinary rod. I'm still gonna dig for it, but and I definitely, okay, there we go. I definitely appreciate the move that my opponent just did, but thankfully we should be completely fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do that and just fill it. I'm gonna go Energy Lodo, and sure, I'll grab that and attach it, thinning the deck just a tiny bit more to that, and then I can Dragon's Ward. Not gonna Ordinary Rod until I know exactly which basic or which Pokemon I need, and then we power up just to make sure I don't mess this up. I feel like I'm so close to messing it up again somehow. Alright. Alright, that means Ordinary Rod. Oh, so playing that off. Misplaying back and forth. Playing that Capture Energy was a mistake. If I hadn't played that Capture Energy, I would have the game sealed. Now, there's a chance I can't win next turn because I put back the Regidragos, but I do need to Marnie in order to find the Regidragos. So silly me. If I just kept the Capture Energy, I could have Ordinary Rod, get back the Regidrago immediately, and I would have been in the winning spot. That's a pretty nice top deck. Gives me a lot more dig, that's for sure. So double Regidrago. I still have 2 Quick Balls left, along with the 2 Regidragos in the deck. So we're gonna go Research and Hope. And there's the Regidrago. There's the power up, and we're gonna get the KO right here. So definitely messed up quite a bit, honestly. I was playing a little too confident, a little too not paying attention to a little details, right? Which, like I said, there's a lot more to it when you're recording, speaking, trying to analyze your opponent, yourself, etc. Versus playing in real life. The like actual physical actions of doing things is at least for me it's much more significant than just clicking, and like, not saying I made pretty silly mistakes, but I didn't make them because I'm bad, right? I made them because my mind was a little bit too far ahead and I forgot to do the first steps, right? Which I needed to do in order to do so. But I can tell you that in real life my process is much more straightforward. And once I plan everything and once I'm sure, then I make sure I go and double check everything that I'm doing, playing cards I need to, etc. But anyways, not very exciting games, I will say. Unfortunately, I'm out of time to continue recording, but I do like showing everything that I record, and I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of this deck, both in real life and online, because it is a pretty budget-friendly and obviously very powerful deck. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.